Hello. Hello. We are now live. Thank you all for tuning in on Tuesday instead of our usual Monday. Thank you, Blake, for being here. I love your ET hat situation
Thank you.
going on. It's a classic. We are excited to be chatting with you guys. There's actually some exciting news this week, especially with the Six Flags stuff, which I can't wait to get into.
There's a lot.
I'm so curious, and I know that I'm sure you and I will get to experience one of the things we're going to talk about soon. So I am super curious how that's going to work out. Okay. Are you ready to do this?
I'm ready.
Yes. Okay. Awesome.
Please lower your head and watch your step while boarding.
Welcome to the Attractions Podcast. You are all clear for dispatch. Have fun.
To the Attractions Podcast, sponsored by MEI and MEI-Travel. I am Carly.
And I'm Blake.
And we are here to talk to you about the latest and greatest in theme park news as more of what's going on in our own lives. How have you been, Blake? I'm so happy you're joining me today.
Thank you for having me. I'm happy to fill in for Seth today too. Yeah, I've been good. I've had some fun attractions-oriented adventures here in Charlotte recently, but I feel like you've been all over the place.
Yes.
You probably need to check in with you first.
Yes, literally. Yeah, so if you see, I'm wearing my Disney Destiny hat. I had the incredible opportunity to go with Disney Cruise Line and Walt Disney Imagineering to the Disney Destiny, which is being built in Germany. So not an easy trek. You have to fly into Amsterdam, and then it's like a 3-hour car ride. But it was so cool to see just how they build these things from the ground up. Like, we literally started in the room where they're lasering steel, and I still can't wrap my head around it, that it's little steel plates and then it comes up being a ship. It was truly remarkable. And we got to be there so we got to tour the ship and see a lot of the exciting spaces that are coming, like the Haunted Mansion parlor, the Sanctum, the new Lion King dinner show. So it's really fascinating to see like how that's all get done. It was heavy construction, so they were really rocking and rolling, and it was really cool to see that. And we also got to be there to experience the next day the float out. So I didn't know what a float out was until I experienced this. And basically the ship is built in a dry dock, and then once it's ready to literally float out, they fill that dry dock, and it's a big kind of celebration of watching it come out of that massive structure. And it was such a big deal where we were in Germany. There were thousands of people camped out. It was crazy. I did not expect that at all.
That's cool.
Yeah, it was something really special. And of course, getting to hear from the Imagineers as they're, passionately talking about each space. Yeah. Just such a really cool experience. I got a little hard hat with my name on it. So I'm
nice.
I wore that today.
And I saw Hero Minnie showed up too, right?
Yes, Hero Minnie showed up. So I got a great picture with her in front of the Destiny. And yeah, so it's pretty wild. Now they just finished construction and they do sea trials, there in Germany. And then it'll make its transcontinental run before sailings start in November. So wild. I know. And it was really cool to see, like, some of the spaces are literally like nails, like nothing. And it gets done. We couldn't take pictures, so there was a photographer on hand to take pictures of us in some of the spaces, but otherwise it was it was pretty wild to see, because Disney usually doesn't let you get a peek behind the scenes like that. So very, very happy. And then my cruising adventure continue, but back in Florida, where me and Matt, our publisher, got to go on the brand new world's largest cruise ship. It is Royal Caribbean Star of the Seas. Were you following along?
I was. It looked like a fun time. I saw you got to see the Back to the Future show, right?
Yes. So we actually went twice, 2 nights in a row. It was
nice.
Shocked. Did you see the Broadway show or tour?
No, I feel like I probably should have when it was in town. I haven't seen it.
So it is one of my favorite movies of all time. And so basically, this isn't like a cute cruise version of the Broadway show. This is like the full staging down to the sets, everything as the Broadway musical production and touring production. If you've seen it, anyone out there, it is not like a cute version. It is literally the real deal Broadway show. That's why I went 2 nights in a row, because it was phenomenal. The cast was amazing. And I'm like, oh my God, I'm getting to see a Broadway show and I'm not spending $500 because it's so expensive now. We got to see and hang out a little bit with the creator of Back to the Future, Bob Gale. He was around every night. We went to the show the second night and then went for pizza with him after. So it was like a pretty special time. Highly recommend the ship. Is so much fun. There's literally so much to do. There's over 40 like dining lounge venues. It's crazy. And it's really hard to scratch the surface on, you know, the 3 days that we were there. But we did a lot. I know Matt did a lot. We were both kind of running around. So I'm sure he's going to be having some more coverage come out on that.
That's so cool. I'm glad you got those opportunities all over the place.
All over the place. And now we are getting ready, because I know you're going to be heading to 2023. I'll be heading to Halloween Horror Nights. So it is a very exciting time for theme park fans, especially as we transition into spooky season. So much going on.
It's here.
Yes, it is. It is here. I can't believe it. It is mid-August and it is here. I'm going to a Halloween event tomorrow at Disney World, and I just was looking for like my Halloween accessories, and I'm like, I can't believe it's already here. It is pretty wild. So without any further ado, let us get into the news in the queue. Okay, we are starting at what we were just talking about, Destination D23, which is taking place next weekend at Walt Disney World. So we know about the big events in Anaheim, D23. This is a different version that they do. It's a weekend-long event, and they are going to be having an exciting event. You're going to this. Why don't you tell me what this event is? Because it looks really cool, and I bet you're an Emperor's New Groove fan.
Oh, I am. I rewatched it about 2 or 3 nights ago just to like get hype for this special event that they're having. But for one night only during Destination D23, Typhoon Lagoon will become Kuzcotopia from the Emperor's New Groove, which is like pretty wild. I feel like this is definitely the most love that I've seen the Emperor's New Groove get in the parks like ever, especially in Walt Disney World. But we don't know kind of like all of the details quite yet, but we know that there will be some character surprises. So I'm maybe hoping like Yzma and Kronk, perhaps. That would be a pretty huge deal if they were there. I don't believe that they've ever been in Walt Disney World.
I was just about to say, these are like super rare characters for the States. So if they pull out all the stops and they're there, I think people are going to go nuts. Yes.
Attendees can play exotic bird bingo, just like Kronk does in the movie, because he's a wilderness explorer, woodchuck, junior woodchuck, one of those two. I might be confusing that with Huey, Dewey, and Louie, but he's in one of those groups.
It all blends together.
Yeah, and then of course Typhoon Lagoon will be open for rides and slides and wave pool and lazy river and all that fun stuff. But yeah, I kind of don't know what to expect, but I will be in attendance. It's a quick event. It's 3 hours, so I feel, and this will be my first time at Typhoon Lagoon as well. So I'll be taking it all in as much as I can. But
really exciting. Yeah, 3 hours is a short time, but I will say I'm really happy. It's included with the ticket, I believe.
Yes. Yeah. So if you are going to Destination D23, you already have admission to Kuzcotopia. You don't need to do anything else. You don't need to make a reservation or anything like that. You have a ticket included with your weekend admission. However, that being said, the weekend as a whole is sold out. So if you missed out on tickets, unfortunately, they're not available anymore, but we will be there. We'll be at all the events all weekend long. So looking forward to bringing you that coverage. But yeah, Kuzcotopia, I think that's so cool.
I was shocked when I saw it. And if you don't care about the Emperor's New Groove, maybe you will care about the complimentary free-flowing ice cream, popcorn, and soft drinks.
Yes.
So they're kind of sweetening the deal. You know, I love that they're doing this. I did not expect this news to come out. So I think it is great that they're going to, make it a fun weekend. I'm sure you're going to want more than 3 hours there because Typhoon Lagoon is amazing.
I'm looking forward to seeing what it's all about for sure.
Yes, I can't wait to see your coverage. And then we are still talking about water parks. So if you remember the event Volcano Bay Nights at Universal Orlando Resort, that is going to be returning this fall every Friday in September and October. So this is a separate ticketed event that promises shorter wait times, specialty entertainment, basically like a party in the beautiful South Sea setting. It sounds really fun.
Yeah, like Carly said, this is every Friday in September and October, and that includes Halloween night, October 31st is a Friday this year. So great option if you're looking for something fun to do on Halloween night and you're in Orlando. That's maybe a little bit non-traditional as opposed to, as far as Halloween events go. And
That's
then something,
great idea.
yeah. And something Universal said a few days ago after we published our story about this is that they're going to have characters like they did in the original version of the event, but this time they're going to have the entire Mystery Inc. gang as well as some of the villains from the Scooby-Doo animated series that I don't think we've ever seen in the parks before. So again, another water park with like random but really cool character appearances. They said a villain named Ghost Clown from Scooby-Doo Where Are You, like the original Scooby-Doo, like from the 60s and 70s. He'll be there, as well as some other surprise villains. People were really excited about that on our social media channels.
Oh yeah, I mean, for years people have been talking about, like a Scooby-Doo theme park or Scooby-Doo land. I mean, there's so much material to work with, so I feel like they're finally listening, and that is such a great idea. And if you want to go to Volcano Bay Nights this year, tickets are $99 per person plus tax. If you are an annual pass holder, there are different levels of discounts available. You also will get discounts on food and beverage. This looks really fun. I didn't go to it the last time, but I do love Volcano Bay. I think it's like one of the best well-themed water parks that we have. So
definitely.
Setting, especially with the Scooby-Doo, sounds like it's going to be a win.
Yeah.
Yes. And now we are continuing on to spooky. So we now have more details on Six Flags Fright Fest 2025. And this includes 6 movie-inspired haunted houses representing different popular horror franchises, including Saw, The Strangers. That's going to be coming to 7 different Six Flags parks. So Six Flags is a little bit confusing right now to explain both the ticketing and the Fright Fest. Some things are at some parks, some activations are not at other parks, but I think you wrote this article and it's so detailed. So we want to give us the lowdown on where we can expect these horror franchises.
Yeah, so like Carly said, Six Flags, as most of you probably know, merged with Cedar Fair in 2024. And a year after that, we're kind of seeing some big picture changes as well as some more granular changes with some of their individual parks. So something that they tried out for 2024 was Six Flags Fright Fest Extreme. And that was basically any parks that had that name for their Halloween haunt event as opposed to just Six Flags Fright Fest. Six Flags Fright Fest Extreme. It's hard to say.
It really is. I almost forgot it in my mind that they called it that last year because it was just too much.
But the Extreme indicated that those were parks that had haunted houses that were based on film or television franchises. This year, they're dropping the Extreme name, so all of the parks, or many of the parks, are Six Flags Fright Fest. But there are 7 parks that still have some of those Hollywood-inspired haunted houses, and those parks are Six Flags Fiesta Texas, Great Adventure, which is in New Jersey, Great America, which is near Chicago, Magic Mountain near Los Angeles, Six Flags Mexico in Mexico City, Six Flags Over Georgia near Atlanta, and Six Flags Over Texas. So at those parks, you'll see haunted houses that are based on some more popular Halloween franchises. In addition, they still have, original storytelling.
These are just the ones that are, licensing from Lionsgate and etc.
Yes.
I have to say, after looking through this list, it's a really great list. There's Saw, Texas Chainsaw Massacre, but the one that I am most intrigued by is the one that is going to be in Mexico. And this is going to be, I will not say this correctly, I'm so sorry, but No Me Sagas, and it is licensed from Blumhouse. And so this is going to be a brand new haunted house that's based on Blumhouse's first original Spanish language horror film that's going to be debuting this fall. So it's going to be timed together. And it was exclusively shot in Mexico City. And I was like, if I can go to anyone, that's the one I want to go to.
Yeah, that sounded cool. But yeah, that one is just for Six Flags Mexico. The other ones are across the board. All of the parks have identical lineups, so it kind of keeps it simple for everybody and everything.
Yes.
The one that's new this year at all of those parks that I mentioned is The Strangers. Have you seen The Strangers?
I haven't, but I want to after learning more about it.
Okay. So The Strangers, it's a trilogy, I believe, but there's only two. There's been one film so far. Chapter 2 releases this year, and then Chapter 3 is on the way. So this haunted house is based on The Strangers chapters 1 and 2. So this is a brand new movie that's on the way this Halloween season that you'll have a haunted house in all these parks based on, which is kind of cool.
That's incredible. Yeah, a lot going on at Six Flags right now. If you are curious or you have an annual pass and want to renew, whatever, this Six Flags has launched its most valuable pass sale, which is truly, I will say, the most amazing sale I have ever seen for a theme park season pass. I will definitely be renewing mine. And so the deal is, if you renew, I believe by August 31st, for the rest of this year and all of next year, you have access to every single Six Flags Cedar Fair property, like Knott's Berry Farm, Six Flags Magic Mountain, Great Adventure. It's crazy because the price, I feel like our Carowinds annual passes are like $120 or just something really, really affordable.
Yeah.
So
I renewed mine earlier this month.
Yeah.
I have the rest of 2025, all of 2026 ready to go, and it's good for any Six Flags park.
That is just, it's wild. I definitely will be doing it. We'll take a look at our article because we have all the details. But what I am most hyped for is this new Conjuring experience that is taking place at only 4 Six Flags parks for an extra charge. I am still a little confused on what exactly it is. I love that you said an escape room style, because that's really the only thing that I could foresee in my mind that this will be like. What are your thoughts?
Right. Yeah, this is super exciting. I have I've long since said that the Conjuring cinematic universe, if you would be accepting to call it that, the extended universe of films that also includes The Nun, Annabelle, all those movies outside of the MCU, I feel like they're the ones doing cinematic universes better than anyone is giving them credit for, in terms of like overlaying the stories among one another, all that kind of stuff. Anyway, all that to say, I'm a huge Conjuring fan. I'm excited to have it at Carowinds and those other they're all former Cedar Fair parks, which is interesting too. So it's Cedar Point, King's Dominion, Carowinds, and one other that I'm forgetting. Canada's Wonderland. There you go. But yeah, they in announcing this, they didn't use the phrase escape room ever, which is why in my article I said escape room style, because the way they described it sounds like an escape room, but they didn't use those exact words. Basically, you'll go through an escape room style experience. This is for an extra charge on top of the haunted houses and on top of your admission into the park for those Halloween events. But yeah, this is interactive. They said it lasts about 20 minutes long, and you'll go through various different rooms and basically try to escape the wrath that has fallen upon, I'm sure, some sort of possession or something like that. The big selling point, I think, was a piece of concept art that said someone in the group will be responsible for carrying Annabelle through each individual environment.
Wow.
So
that is incredible. Yes, I was reading a little bit. So it's called The Conjuring Beyond Fear. Step into the role of a paranormal investigator. And so I love anything that kind of thrusts you into the story. And the only experience that I could think of that sounds like this is, are you familiar with the London Dungeon or the Amsterdam Dungeon, the large scale houses in Europe? So basically, imagine an escape room and a haunted house had a baby. And so you go through each room and it's a theatrical experience. So there's an actor or something, and you're trying to get out of that room. And it is a longer experience. And like sometimes you even sit in the room as you're watching a little show. So my guess is that this is going to be sort of like that, where it's kind of like immersive horror theater with the feeling of urgency from an escape room, but you might not necessarily be, working on a puzzle or something. It might be more like theater based, but I love this idea that they're trying this out. And as you mentioned, the structuring for prices this year are a little different. So you're going to be required a haunted attractions pass. So now that, again, with the restructuring, we used to have separate ticket event for Halloween events. Now it's included, but you pay for the haunted houses. And then on top of that too, this Conjuring experience will be an additional pay thing, but there is single entry available. There's bundle, there's all season. So after we do it once, I'm going to see what pass that I want, because I feel like I'm going to want to go on it again.
Yeah, I hope it's good. I'm excited for something like this in a park that hasn't really had a lot of Halloween based IP in quite some time. So
right. And I think like with something of this nature, it requires a lot of the scare actors performing to really sell the deal. So it's a lot of pressure on the actors, but also a really cool opportunity. So hopefully you and I will get to experience The Conjuring Beyond Fear very, very soon. And we have one more really funny Halloween story that I, again, did not expect. Over at Hersheypark for their Halloween and Dark Night events, which are amazing, they are doing a new Shaquille O'Neal roller coaster overlay. And this is going to run from September 12th through November 2nd. I just can't stop laughing at the artwork because he looks so silly and it's so colorful. But I was not expecting this. And this is going to be an overlay on Laugh Track, which is an incredible roller coaster there. It's the first spinning indoor glow coaster in the United States. And it's going to be transformed into Shack-alicious Laugh Track.
This is so fun. I feel like every park's Halloween season has kind of become a game of like predictions of which horror franchise will each park get, of like,
right.
Okay, well, Six Flags got Conjuring this year. It looks like Universal got the Art the Clown, whatever he's Terrifier was yeah. What will Hersheypark get? They're gonna get Shack-alicious Laugh Track.
This was not on my bingo cards. It is inspired by Hershey's oversized Shack-alicious XL gummy candy. I hope I get to go. I've gone each year since this event started, and it is really amazing. So I hope that I can get to experience this. They're also going to be doing food and beverage offerings that are themed. So I imagine there's going to be some really wild Shack-alicious fun ahead.
Do you like this coaster, the regular version?
I love it. Yeah, it is really, really good. And every ride's different because it depends on like the weight disposition, like how you spin. Sometimes it's crazy. Sometimes it's more of a tame experience, but it's a great ride. And that is open during Halloween and Dark Nights. And they also are going to be having a new haunted house, the Kill and Fill Garage. There's 4 new scare zones, including the new Path of Shadows, Coven's Curse, and you can experience trick-or-treat trails if you want to do more like the family style, but it is such a wonderful, all-encompassing event, and I highly recommend if you can get out to Hersheypark for this Halloween season, definitely do it, and it actually feels like fall there, which is nice.
That's true. That's true.
Crisp fall air, so it is such a great time. And that is it for our news in the queue. But before we get into our main attraction, let's hear a word from our sponsor.
The Attractions Podcast is brought to you by MEI and MEI-Travel. Whether your next vacation is a magical trip to the theme parks, an exciting adventure to the pyramids of Egypt, or just a relaxing cruise on the turquoise waters of the Bahamas, MEI-Travel provides premium service and expert advice to help you get the most of your vacation. They are always free of any hidden fees or costs to you. Visit them at MEI-Travel.com.
Our Epic Universe magazine is the ultimate grand opening souvenir for Orlando's newest theme park. It's got 64 pages of photos, vacation planning advice, and behind-the-scenes secrets from all 5 portals: Super Nintendo World, Dark Universe, the Wizarding World of Harry Potter, Ministry of Magic, How to Train Your Dragon, Isle of Berk, and Celestial Park. It's not every day a new theme park opens in Orlando, so mark the moment and celebrate history with the Attractions Magazine Epic Universe Grand Opening issue, now available at attractionsmagazine.com.
It's time for the main attraction.
Time for our main attraction, what everyone has been talking about. Finally, Universal Horror Unleashed has debuted in Las Vegas, bringing a year-round Halloween Horror Night style experience to Sin City with 4 haunted houses, themed dining, and characters. Are you so excited?
I am. This is like, I feel like a blast from the 90s of just like a outside the parks experimental concept style attraction thing from a major company. It feels very like Disney Quest-esque, like that period where Disney was just trying things in random cities. So yeah, it's open year-round haunt from the creators of Halloween Horror Nights, which is kind of wild.
It is totally wild. So this is a new concept from Universal Destinations and Experiences that was heavy worked on by Universal Creative, and it is located at Area 15. This is this sprawling entertainment complex just off the Strip. It's also where Wolf is, and this is the first location so far. And now they've also announced they're opening one up in Chicago. So the lowdown on what this is. So you pay a fee to visit, and there are 4 haunted houses. You could choose from a one-time entry or an all-day kind of like unlimited experience. And the houses are Universal Monsters, the Texas Chainsaw Massacre, Blumhouse's The Exorcist Believer, and an original Universal Creative concept, Scarecrow the Reaping. So if you are a longtime horror fan and these all sound familiar, that is true, because we have seen various capacities of each of these houses at Halloween Horror Nights, either in California or Florida or both. What house are you most excited for?
Well, I don't have any solidified plans to visit this. However, if I were to visit, I think I would be most excited for Universal Monsters. I feel like every interpretation that we've seen of them dipping their toes into this story world of the vintage monsters is so cool. Obviously, Dark Universe was a home run, and anytime that they continue to explore these characters in different ways and different versions of them, I think is always exciting. How about you?
Oh yeah, I'm excited for that one because I just love Universal Classic Monsters. I also really enjoyed Scarecrow the Reaping when that was in California. It was really beautiful, and I'm a huge Texas Chainsaw Massacre fan, so this is I'm very happy for that. But this is going to be so exciting, and I feel like I'm happy they're trying it out. It's obviously a risk, but I mean, how amazing it is to have year-round horror. I mean, that's just wild, and it's such a perfect fit in Las Vegas, a city built around entertainment. So it is officially open now. And so the deal on the tickets is the one-time access to each haunted house is $69 or $59 for Nevada residents. There's also an unlimited access to all haunted houses in one day for $99. I will be going in a few weeks, so I have not watched any spoilers because I really want to. I mean, a few blips have come up on social media.
Sure.
I have been intentional about not seeing anything. I want to be fully surprised. I have seen Jack the Clown hangs out there along with Chance. So, I mean, you're going to have all your Horror Nights favorites there, and I think it's going to be so much fun. Of course, themed food and beverages. It just looks like such a blast. So I'm excited to experience it, and then I'll be able to share with everyone my thoughts and feelings.
Yeah, our reporter Philip was able to go on opening week last week, so we have his review on our site. If you do want to check it out, he is pretty spoiler free in his review itself. Within the review, we have embedded videos of each haunted house if you want to be spoiled. But if you don't want to be spoiled, you can just read the review, and he keeps it very surprise free. But yeah, he made a lot of great points, great analysis of whether it's worth your money in comparison to other Las Vegas attractions of the same style, like what the value of it is, whether it's worth taking a trip to Vegas to do just to that. If you're interested in that, if you like are a Horror Nights fan and you're like, I don't know if I want to go all the way out there, he kind of breaks it down like what type of person this would be a great value for based on what you like at Horror Nights and that kind of thing. So he did a great job with breaking all that down, really thoughtful analysis.
And yeah, and maybe come January when you have a hankering and you're missing spooky season, it could be perfect to, go in the off season and get your fill.
Exactly. Yeah.
Definitely check out the article. It is very informative. And yeah, I can't wait to experience it myself. Well, before we go, we want to thank our sponsors, MEI and MEI-Travel. And be sure to purchase your copy of our Epic Universe magazine on our website. I want to remind everyone to give us a rating and review on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or wherever you listen, and give us a like and subscribe on YouTube. And you can follow all of us here at Attractions Magazine at attractionsmagazine.com or search for Attractions Magazine on your favorite social media accounts. I share my adventures at Adventures by Carly, and I'm getting ready to head to Disney World right now because I am going to preview the new Pirates of the Caribbean Tavern, and I am so excited. I was just looking for my gold hoop earring because I need my accessories. So I'm absolutely thrilled. What about you, Blake?
Yeah, we have a lot of really exciting stuff coming up on attractionsmagazine.com with our team of reporters. Like Carly said, Beacon the Barrel is opening at Pirates of the Caribbean, which is super exciting. And next weekend, you got to be plugged in with us. If you're not following us on social media, make sure you're following. Make sure you have the notifications turned on because it's Halloween Horror Nights opening weekend. It's Food and Wine Festival opening weekend at Epcot. And it's Destination D23 convention weekend at Walt Disney World. So many things happening. We'll have various reporters covering all of it. And we look forward to bringing it to you guys.
Yes, thank you all for following along. And until next week, I hope you stay safe, try something new, but most importantly, have fun. We will see you next time. Bye.